Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is gonna be a little something else, and this is gonna be very special to me because this game that I would like to present today has a very special place in my heart because I have been playing this as a child. This is my childhood, and I have played this game um, on and off over these past years, and but it's never really been ever out of my mind. The game that I want to talk about today is Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, or the Rollercoaster Tycoon series in general, and they are having their 25th anniversary at the moment, which is absolutely insane to think about because that means this game series has been around for 25 years now, and seeing how it evolved over time, all the way from the first game through Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, World, and then to Planet Coaster, which is kind of is it, I still count it as part of the series, but that was like the peak of everything. But still, these first two games, especially Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, they're still somewhat relevant today, and there's still a lot of people playing this game, including myself. And I'm just so proud of this game that it is getting this big recognition, and it still has so many people playing it and taking care of it. And since it's its 25th birthday, I wanted to make at least a short video about it and show you guys this game, and give you a first look into the game, and also give you some important information about it. But first of all, a huge thanks to Chris Sawyer. He's the big man behind this game. He made Rollercoaster Tycoon by himself, all by himself, and it was a massive hit. Like I just said, this game is still here up to this day, and it's just incredible. So for everyone who doesn't know what Roller Coaster Tycoon is, for everyone who doesn't know what Roller Coaster Tycoon is, so from what the name already implies, it's a tycoon game where you have to build and manage your own theme park or amusement park.
Make people sick. Just one of the fun things you can do with the Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 combo pack and the Time Twister expansion pack. Rated everyone.
Not just that, you can also build your own flat rides, like for example a Ferris wheel, or this swing that we all know that spins around. And you can build restaurants. You can build pretty much almost everything in your imagination that belongs into an amusement park, and you can build the houses yourself and the scenery, and it's just really beautiful. And this whole game is made in this isometric
Make people sick. Just one of the fun things you can do with the Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 combo pack and the Time Twister expansion pack. Rated everyone.
This graphic style, I think, still holds up to this day. There's so many games that are being made in with this kind of view in mind, and I never noticed this before. But I think this is such a great concept that holds up to this day even, and it still looks really nice. The graphic style just has something to it. When you search up Roller Coaster Tycoon, the 1 or 2, you click on the game, you will see this franchise action, this banner on top of it. And if you click on it, you will see all of the games that are included in this. And from the bottom of my heart, if you have never played this game, or you maybe you have played this game, and you're maybe looking to play it again, I suggest you guys to buy at least the second game, or maybe even the first and the second game, and to try it out. Because if you have never played this, you're really missing out, and this is really worth it. Especially with this discount right now. If you check here, you can get the first game, Rollercoaster Tycoon Deluxe, so meaning with its DLC, for $150, and the second game, Rollercoaster Tycoon Triple Deluxe, with both its DLC as well, for $250. So I would really suggest getting those two games at least. And if you like, you can even get the third one. I really, really, really enjoyed playing the third Roller Coaster Tycoon as well. It has also a quite quirky graphic style with it, and it also comes with both its DLC for $5.99. And then there's also Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic, which, to be completely fair, I'm not quite sure where the difference is between those two games, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and Classic. I think this is like a newer version, like the graphics maybe fixed up a bit, and I think you can also play this on your phone and on other platforms, if I'm not mistaken. And then Roller Coaster Tycoon World, we're not really talking of that much because that game was not super great. But you could also get and try that for $2.99 if you really want. Yeah, for me, my biggest focus would be on these first two games, especially Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I think this is like the best game in the whole series, and the reason why I'm saying that is because up to this day, there's like a big, actually a big player base that still plays Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And they made this open source software where you can basically experience this whole game in a completely different way again, with so many new and improved things, and they're still working on it up to this day. And I think it's crazy to see that after so many years, there's still so many players that play and enjoy this game, and you can still find so many people trying to build like really nice parks in this. And the amount of things that people come up with is absolutely insane. To be able to play Open RCT 2, you definitely at least need Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. The reason why I say you should get the first game as well is because they integrated an option to kind of link the first game to this one, which lets you play all of the scenarios of the first game as well, which I think is absolutely crazy, but with all of the possibilities of the second game. And that just opens up so much more, and it's absolutely cool that they made this possible. So yeah, there's basically two types of parks that you can make in this game. You can either play a scenario, which is kind of like a mission in this game where you have to reach a certain goal. So for example, you need to build a certain amount of rides, or you need to get a certain amount of people to come to the park. You need to get a certain amount of money, a certain amount of happiness, so on and so on, which is really, really cool. And having Open RCT2 allows you to even play the scenarios from the first game with the possibilities of the second game, which is really, really cool. And you can just play like a sandbox game, so meaning you can just build a beautiful park, which I think is what a lot of people are doing. And if you're interested in that and you want to try this out, or you're coming back to this and you think, okay, this is a really great opportunity, you can even scroll down here and you can get this double pack where you can get the first and the second game with all its DLC for $3.18, which is really, really cheap, I think. For this experience, I think is really, really good. Or you can just get the whole Roller Coaster Tycoon collection, which has all of these games up here together. To explain to you guys why I think Open RCT 2 is so great, I'm gonna go ahead into the game and I'm gonna show you some of the features that it offers, and just to give you like a first look into the game. When you open up Open RCT 2, by the way, it's quite easy to download. There's also a lot of people and a lot of other people online making videos on this, with tutorials on a lot of different things and on how to download it, for example. But it's actually quite easy. You just have to Google Open RCT 2.
So as you can tell, my roller coaster right now, my park is fucking amazing, dog. Do you see this? Look at that climb. This is like 6 feet tall, and we're not even kidding. We're not. Oh wow, you would pay big money, big loop de doop.
Downloading Open RCT 2 is really not that hard. You just have to go to Google and Google Open RCT 2 and then go to the first page, and then you can either select the launcher or you can download the versions yourself. I personally like to have the launcher more because then I don't have to go to the website every time to get the newest version. Why is that so important? Because with every new version, obviously they add new things. They add fixes to the game and to the new features that they add with OpenRCT2. And most importantly, for this right here. So if you come to this menu and this looks like the normal Rollercoaster Tycoon menu, but you see this button here, and yes, it is actually what you might think. It is a server, so you can actually play this game on multiplayer, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. The fact that they were able to add a multiplayer option to this game, and it looks like you can play up to like 150 people together, is absolutely crazy to me. This is so cool. I definitely suggest trying this out with your friends if this is something that interests you. But yeah, if you download the newest version of the game, you can always be online and go on one of these servers here. So that's why it's good to have the launcher. And then, so another thing that comes with OpenRCT2, like I said, like I mentioned before, if you go to this options button right here, it gives you a whole bunch of new options in the settings. So for example, you can choose OpenGL as the graphics, which increases the whole quality of pretty much everything in this game, and is a whole new experience, which is amazing. You can also, for example, you can remove the FPS cap. You can, for example, here you can smoothen the landscape. So for example, if you look here, this is kind of like rough edges now, and if you have this activated, then everything looks a bit smoother, which is really nice. And another thing you can do is you have in this menu here, you have cheats that you can enable. So this whole thing comes with a bunch of cheats that you can use to make pretty much everything possible in this game. If you look it up online, there's like people doing so many crazy things with this game. Like for example, if you look here, like these things floating up, this is possible with cheats, and people have done so many crazy things with that already. But I'm gonna show you the cheats in a second in game. And then in this last menu here, for example, you can, like I said, you can link the first game to this, which makes it possible to play all of the scenarios from the first game. So here you can see Forest Frontiers, Dynamite Dunes, Leafy Lake, all of these are from the first game, and also the scenarios from the DLC as well. They're all here, and they even added a couple new parks to this, like Hyde Park and Alton Towers. I think these are new. They were not here before, but it's crazy. It's so cool. And yeah, I thought to demonstrate this a little and to give you a first look, I'm just gonna go and show you one of my worlds, the last world that I have been building on. It's called Forest Island. Yeah, it's called Forest Island because it's a little island with a forest. And like I said before, I'm not the greatest at making like buildings for things. So as you can see, for most of these, I kept the buildings like it is. But yeah, this is the latest park that I was working on, and you can already see like these roller coasters and the options that you basically have. So like I said, there's this cheat menu that you have now with OpenRCT, where you can like give yourself money, you can change the date, you can change all of the parameters for guests, you can close the park, you can get all of the land, you can get rid of all of the trash, the grass. And then this last option is like the craziest menu of all of these. You can, like, for example, you can make it so that you can build in the pause menu. This might not be super crazy for you, but this is like a really great thing. You can make it so that you can build pretty much every track type on every type of coaster, which is also insane. You can change the type of vehicle on every track the way you want it to, and that's is just absolutely crazy. Like, you can make the most craziest things if you want. And another thing that gets added with this in this menu here is the tile inspector, and the tile inspector is also a really, really, really great tool, which allows you basically to manipulate every tile in this game. And you can make objects invisible, you can copy objects and place them somewhere else, and it's just absolutely insane. So yeah, another great thing that you could do, but you don't have to, you can go online and you can look for parks built by other people. There are some that are called workbenches, and those are purely for giving you new items for the game. So yes, there's also custom items, custom scenery that you can then also use in your own game and use them to build. So if there's some things here that you haven't seen before, that's because that's probably custom scenery. And yeah, all in all, I think this is still such a great game, and I definitely suggest you to try it out yourself, because it's it's still so much fun, and you can be so creative with it. You have all the freedom that you want, basically, especially with OpenRCT2, and you can come up with the craziest things. And this is my park. It's not that crazy, but
Hello. Can you end nicer than that? Be happy about your park. Don't.
I am not done.
Come on.
It's not the craziest yet, but I think I added some cool things to it that I haven't fiddled with before, and I think it's really, really, really nice how it turned out in the end. So this is the entrance of the park. I mean, this is just a big building, right? And then in this here, this is the plaza for me, I would say. In this building, there's some restaurants and stuff. The first thing you walk up to is this boat ride, where I used some custom tiles and I hid the station to make it look a bit different. And then you walk up to this mountain, and then most of the path is actually hidden in this mountain, because it just made it easier to connect the paths like this, and also made it possible to build roller coasters on the hill. So when you walk the other way, you come to the Ferris wheel, and I also did some tile things with here, hit the entrance and stuff. And then on the other side, you have our first roller coaster, which is called Bumblebee, and this is a looping coaster, how they call it. And yeah, it has a couple loopings, and it's kind of cool. And then on this side here, where the big pool of water is, this is something that I think is really cool, because this is technically a go-kart track, but I changed the carts to look like jet skis, and I built the whole thing over water to make it look like they're riding jet skis, and hid the track and built these ramps to make it look like they're actually going over ramps. And I think this is really, really, really cool. This is something that is possible with OpenRCT2, by the way. And then we come over here, and then we have another little plaza here, where we have this dolphin show in the middle, and we have some restaurants around it. And then we have this little Virginia Reels, or rotating wild mouse. Is not Virginia Reels, this is rotating wild mouse here. And another roller coaster, which is called Little Woody, across from that. As you can see, the whole theme of my park is kind of like black and yellow, mostly, because yellow is my favorite color. And then if you come a bit further, these here in the back, they're the biggest roller coasters in the whole park. They're called Heaven and Hell, and they actually reach a pretty high excitement. Oh, why is is this only 9.56? This was supposed to be more. I think probably because it's missing the track type. It's using a different track type in my own game. So usually these should be over 10, but oh well. But yeah, these are the two coasters that have the most people coming for them. And then a bit further in the back here we have a hang glider, and then over here there's a river rapids ride, and we have Neptune in the back as well.